Today we're going to talk about one of the sexiest or even sensual perfumes in my collection, Tom Ford Noir Extreme Parfum. I remember a long time back, around 4 or 5 years back, I was going through a duty-free shop in the airport, and I happened to stumble upon the Tom Ford Noir Extreme, the EDP, or was it the EDT? I think the EDP version. And then I had, a spray. I had it on a sprayer. I sprayed some on myself, and I really liked that particular smell. I knew the history behind it. It was the kulfi note. I was searching for the kulfi note when I sprayed it in the airport, and yes, I found the kulfi note. It was definitely there, and then I tried to test for the longevity of it. So initially it was good, it was projecting well. Then as soon as I boarded off the flight, which was probably in 2 or 3 hours, then it started fading away, and I could hardly pick it up. So that was my first experience with Tom Ford Noir Extreme, the EDP version. And then at that time, I thought, okay, maybe if this lasted a little bit longer, projected a little bit better, then I'm definitely going to pick this up. And recently, around a few weeks back, I found this for sale, which is the perfume version of Noir Extreme, and I immediately jumped on it because I really liked the scent profile way back then. Now, coming to the presentation, the bottle looks beautiful. It looks like a gold brick. Okay, it's fully covered in gold. Even the cap has in gold. There is the TF logo there in the start, in the top of the cap. The cap doesn't fit very strongly, so do not hold it by the cap, it's going to drop off. But otherwise, just looking at the overall design of the bottle, the color of the bottle, so I think I really like this particular presentation. Okay, before we go to the scent profile, let's look at what notes are there. So if you go to the Tom Ford website, there you'll see in the top notes there are some mandarin, then they mention cardamom, and there's also the kulfi accord that they mentioned. Same thing you look at Fragrantica, you get the same thing. So there's cardamom, ginger, mandarin orange, neroli, citruses. There's kulfi in the middle notes, Bulgarian rose, some white florals, orange blossom and jasmine. In the base notes, there's vanilla, leather, suede, amber, guaiacol, tonka bean, and also cedar. So most of these notes are not listed on the Tom Ford official website, but anyway, I'm reading it out from Fragrantica. Let's see what this smells like. It's a nice, very beautiful, I love the smell. Good sprayer, gives out a nice blast. I'm going to spray it one more time because I really want to smell this on me. So before I go into the scent profile, if you go to the Tom Ford website, there's a line there that they're trying to bring out the feeling of decadent noir. Now, noir, as many of you would know, one meaning of noir is black. It's used to, in film, it's used to denote the black and white era. And also, when you talk about it culturally, noir means something where the society is, in decay. There is a little bit of moral ambiguity between the characters. There is duality amongst people. So not everything is good. There is good, but there definitely an evil, even you can say a sleazy element to the noir culture. So I think that's what they are trying to invoke in this scent. They're trying to invoke the duality, the good, but also the sleaziness, the moral ambiguity of that particular culture they're trying to invoke. And I think they're doing a very good job. So yeah, coming to the opening, What we get in the opening is a nice, warm, spicy scent. You do get that cardamom, you get a little bit of ginger as well, but it's well blended. And it's right away at the top, it's very sweet. It's probably vanillic in the start. And there are a couple of things that it reminds me of. One, I had a small sample of the scent called The One by Dolce & Gabbana. Now, if my memory serves me right, this reminds me of that particular perfume. Just the opening. I might be wrong because I had it some time back, but immediately it reminds me of that particular perfume. And second thing, it also reminds me of lipstick for some reason. There is something lipsticky about it. Not in a bad way for sure, it's definitely in a more seductive way. It's not overdone, it's right there on the edge. So I get that sweet lipsticky vibe from this as well. So very nice, yeah, it's got that duality, I would say. It's adding through that lipsticky vibe, it's giving out that element of that moral ambiguity, the sleaziness, and it's bringing out the noir character in the scent. So I think very well done, nice opening. I remember the EDT or the EDP version to be a little bit more airier, not as dense as this. This one is more dense, the spiciness is dense in this. And or should I say the sweetness or the syrupiness is a little bit dense in this. But nevertheless, it's a very good opening, completely unisex, I would say, the opening. Now coming to the mids, after some time, after 30 minutes, after 40 minutes, you start getting that kulfi note. For people who are not familiar with kulfi, kulfi is a sweet that you find in India. It's a delicacy, and people, especially children, love that particular flavor. I used to eat kulfi a lot when I was a kid. When there was a festival or some important event, we used to end it by having a stick of kulfi. It does remind me a little bit of kulfi, but if my memory serves me correct, we used to have different flavors of kulfi as children, and each flavor used to smell differently. But overall, I think that sweetness, that kulfi accord is definitely there. Okay, so I think beautiful scent, very, very, very seductive scent. That kind of profile it's got, and it's actually addictive. The first time I sprayed this, I didn't immediately enjoy it, but after a couple of weeks, I keep reaching out to this quite a bit, especially when it's cool in the evening, when it's dark. I come and I can't resist myself. I just spray it on myself. So I think if you bought this scent and you do not like it, just give it some time. It will definitely grow on you. Coming to the performance of this particular scent, the performance of this scent is very good when it comes to longevity. So I sprayed this scent. I've been testing it out, extensively in the last 2 weeks. Even today, it's my scent of the day. I worn this to office. When it comes to longevity, the performance is very, very good. I would say it's almost beast. On skin, it lasts for around 8 hours, and on my clothes, they last for more than a day. And it's not just the longevity, I think it projects very well within a 1 feet radius. So it's not a projection beast. Like if you're going to sit around 3 or 4 feet away from me, maybe you won't pick up the smell. But if you're very close to me, let's say 1 feet away, you're going to definitely pick up the particular scent. So I have been getting constant whiffs of this particular scent throughout the day whenever I have worn it. So the longevity is very good. Projection is also very good for the first 1 feet. For example, if you wear this and you get into a car, then the scent, you can immediately pick up the scent. You can smell yourself and the car gets filled with this particular scent. So that's why I feel it's a very seductive, close encounter kind of scent, and it would work very well when the weather is also cool. Now coming to the age groups that can wear this, and also the sex, this is completely unisex. Initially my thoughts were that it is leaning a little bit feminine because of that lipsticky vibe, but once you get used to it, I feel it's right down the center. It's perfectly unisex. Anybody can rock it from either sexes. And when it comes to the age group, I think it's a little bit mature seductive scent, so probably 25 onwards to, let's say, maybe 50s can rock this. More, I think, in the age group of 25 to 40, I think it would suit those age groups the best. And occasions to wear, though I wore it to the office today to test it, ideally I wouldn't wear it to the office. I would reserve this for more casual encounters where and also close encounters wherein people are close to me. You can also use this for romantic nights. If you're going out for a long drive with a loud one in a car, then you can wear this. It will work wonders. So those kind of occasions, I think it's best suited for. And is it blind buy? I would say no, because it's not obscenely expensive. You can pick this up for around maybe $130, around 10,000 rupees, or maybe even less than that. And I think it's worth it. If you like this kind of profile, it's worth it. But still, it's not blind buy, because there's definitely some element of complexity to it. There are different notes. For some people, it can be too sweet. For some people, they may not like that lipsticky vibe. So definitely, try a sample once and then buy it. But if you get to enjoy this scent, then the scent is definitely worth it for the performance and that all day close projection that you get. I think it's worth it for the price. Okay, do let me know what you think about this particular fragrance, and drop in a comment. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye.